I'm Motley Fool Canada senior analyst Nick Seipel, and this is the 5 Minute Major, here to make you a smarter investor in about 5 minutes. Today, we're discussing the new 2026 TFSA contribution limits and how to invest that new room. My guest today is Hidden Gems Canada lead advisor Jim Gillies. Jim, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for the invite, Nick. I love the TFSA and I'm thrilled to be talking about it today.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. It is officially January, which means the CRA has handed Canadian adults new TFSA contribution room. What do investors need to know about these new numbers? And more importantly, what is the biggest mistake you see people making when they invest in their TFSA?
Oh boy, do I have some thoughts, Nick. Okay, for number one, so we are allowed to contribute. The TFSA, of course, stands for Tax Free Savings Account. And there's two important things to take away from the name there. First of all, the tax free is the good part, but we're going to talk about the problem in a minute. But okay, so you're getting $7,000 of contribution room. It's not money, you're not getting free money here, but it's money that you can contribute and save for the future for your retirement years or for your future just in general if you don't particularly want to retire or whatever. Um, but you're getting this started back in I think 2009 2010 with I think it was $5,000 of contribution room, and it was indexed to inflation, moving in $500 increments. Okay, so if inflation was 2% a year or 3% a year, about after 4 or 5 years, it went to 5,500, then 6,000. It was briefly 10,000. That's a whole political thing. Last year was 65, or it was 7,000. This year is going to be 7,000. Probably if inflation follows its current path, it's going to be about 7,500 next year. So, but you've got all of this contribution and it's cumulative. So if you've not filled your prior contribution room, get on that, okay? The second thing is a disturbing number of Canadians do not use the TFSA, okay? And the TFSA is the most powerful wealth building tool that you have in your Canadian savings arsenal. Yes, above the RRSP. Okay. So, and especially if you're a younger Canadian, TFSA should be absolute your top priority. Now, the problem with the name, I hate the name tax free savings account. This is not a savings account. This is a wealth building tool. And I hate when I see roughly just over half of Canadians have TFSAs anyway. And the ones that have it, about half of them use it as a savings account. So they throw it in money, they make in cash, might earn 2 or 3%. They throw it in GICs. It's terrible. No, no, this is a wealth creation tool. Okay. So steady contributions. And for example, if you were 20 years old today, okay, and you started today, and let's assume inflation for the next 4 decades, 40 years, is 2%. And let's assume you can earn roughly 10%, which is roughly the stock market's return since, since modern day annualized return. If you start at age 20, go to age 60, maximize your contribution every year, figure out what you need to do or figure out what you need to contribute every pay period. If you, again, the contribution room goes up in about 2% increments, or sorry, it goes up in $500 increments following CPI. So let's say CPI is 2%. You fill out your contribution total, you make 10% returns. Over a 40-year period, you will have contributed about $450.5 thousand. The value of that account in 40 years will be about just shy of 4.7 million. Okay? Tax free. You will owe nothing to the government. That is why I hate the term savings account. This is not a savings account. Maximize your contribution, invest it, never touch it. You will have a wonderful retirement.
Okay, Jim. So maximize your contribution. This is a wealth building vehicle. You shouldn't be holding cash in your TFSA. So that leads us to another question. What should you be holding? What would you be investing this new TFSA room, this new capital into your TFSA portfolio in 2026? What investments would you be looking at?
I mean, obviously, it's personal. Everyone's going to be different, okay? But I'm going to say two things. Number one, the biggest risk with the TFSA is not contributing, not making use of the incredible tool. The second biggest risk is not taking enough risk. This is not a savings account. Don't put it in GICs. Don't keep it in cash. I'm just going to take this approach for a new investor or my son. My son is 21 years old. We've been contributing since he was 18. Okay, it's his money, not mine. Okay. If you do nothing else, and I would encourage you to do nothing else before you have $100,000 in this account. But if you do nothing else, contribute to index hugging ETFs. So get one that tracks the Canadian market. So that's the TSX 60. XIU, I believe, is the one that tracks it. There's well to XIU and the Toronto Stock Exchange as well. You want to track the S&P 500. There's a host of S&P 500s out there, tracking tools. And then maybe if you want to add in like a little Pan-Asian, Pan-European index as well, I believe XEF is the one on the TSX that iShares offers. And if you did a 25, 50%, 25% allocation across those three, and then never touch it, keep on adding every year when new contribution room comes up, drip all your dividends. That means reinvest your dividends automatically. You can get your broker to do that for you. You will have an obscene amount of tax-free money, tax-free capital by the time you hit 60, using this as a wealth creation retirement tool and not a savings account.
Yeah, it's great advice. This is a wealth creation tool. Participate and, try to participate in the stock market if you can. That's all our time for this edition of the 5-Minute Major. If you want more stock and investing ideas from us, click on the info icon in the upper right-hand corner. Until then, thanks for joining us and Fool on.